Hello again, and welcome back to my channel. Um, I do one of these videos every week. Originally, it was just to practice speaking in front of a camera, but now I'm kind of feeling more comfortable with that. But ultimately, this is about my personal development journey, if you will. And that personal development journey includes side hustles, includes finding myself, includes trying to basically be a better version of myself. And this thing with the camera is part and parcel of that. As I've said before, everybody should try practicing in front of the camera just so that they get comfortable with the camera. The reality is the world that we're living in now is going to be video online. You're going to have to get used to this. If you hate it, like I kind of used to, you've got to practice it. So that's one thing. But also it's a way of getting your thoughts out there, whereby nobody may listen to this video. It's really for me to look back in 6 months' time and go, oh, that's what I was thinking. And it's a record for me to get the ideas out of my head, because it's just going to be rattling in there, just making stupid noise as they tend to. So today I'm just going to touch on a few things, a few different areas. So firstly, I'm doing a detox. I mentioned before. If you want to hear some more details about it, just put a comment in the comments below and I'll give you some details. But the reality is, every time I do it, I feel better for it. And it's not a full-on detox, I'm not kind of eating mung beans and drinking distilled water from some Appalachian Mountain or some nonsense like that. No, this is just some basic principles that I use to just kind of clear my mind. And I do feel better for it. I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. I'd probably have even more energy if I was able to go to the gym, but I buggered my knee going for a run last week. So I haven't really been able to add the physical dynamics so much to the process, but I'll try and go to the gym later for that. But it really is something that has given me a bit more clarity, and it happens a couple of times a year. I do this thing a couple of times a year. So for me, I'm in a good space in terms of general physical relaxation and being. I guess a few things that popped up in this last week have made me think about a lot of things. Firstly, a connected family member passed away. Connected family, kind of a blended family that I have, and it's kind of part of that dynamic. So passed away. I didn't know he'd been ill. Passed away in his 40s. Yeah, it's a surprise. But again, it comes back to a lot of the thinking that I've been trying to instill in myself, and I'm saying it more on this channel. What are you waiting for? I've had all these grand plans for business, for side hustles, for financial freedom. We all know the story. But I seem to be able to find new obstacles and hurdles and distractions to stop me from doing it. At the end of the day, what are you waiting for? What am I waiting for? Why don't I just do it? Time, life and time can be so short. We don't know what tomorrow brings. So it's just another reminder for all of us, not just me, but certainly for all of us, that time can be so fleeting, and you don't really know how fleeting it can be. Which comes to the next point, which is this idea of priorities. When you look at your to-do list, or you look at your emails, you look at anything that is a list, basically is a response for you. it's like, is it your priorities or somebody else's priorities you're working on? And I keep thinking this a lot. I find myself, obviously, that I'm gainfully employed, I obviously have to do what I need to do for work. But at the same time, how much of what I'm doing is purely for somebody else's benefit as opposed to my benefit? You know, I need to carve out some time during the day to work on my priorities, not the organization's priorities, not the business unit's priorities, because they can change. They don't give a toss, realistically, whether I'm here or not here. They obviously value what I'm doing, but if they decided to let me go, or if I decided to leave, before my chair is stopped spinning, there'll be somebody else there doing the same kind of stuff, moving on. The world moves on. So work on your priorities, not just somebody else's. And that's really a very important point. We all fall into this trap of being beholden to somebody else's, some organization, some peer group, some communities' priorities, which aren't necessarily aligned with ours. Work out what your priorities are. Work on them, focus on them. And the other thing that came up during this week, I heard this phrase that kind of got me thinking. And what is it? If you're not earning, you should be learning. And this kind of concept is something I've thought about in terms of when I've been between jobs and people I know that are between jobs. What are they doing with that time? How did I spend that time? And a lot of the time I was trying to learn. I completed a master's when I was between jobs prior to my current role. I did another course, another qualification. But I know a lot of time for a lot of people is pure dead time. You know, they obviously apply for jobs as we all have to, and you know, you see a job online, boom, you've kicked out your CV to 1,000 different roles out there. Okay, might not be efficient, probably not very effective, but you know you're doing something. But if you kind of find yourself in the cycle of not being in work for a month, 6 months, a year, more than that, and I have been, you realize you're not being very, not just productive, but are you actually relevant? Does the market still want what you have to offer? Because what you have to offer was relevant a year ago or 6 months ago or whatever, but are you staying relevant to what the market requires? So that's a message to everybody. If you're not earning, you should be learning. And that learning should be the ability to learn more, or to earn more, should I say. You should be learning stuff that is productive, high value skills, perhaps. Looking to see where your industry is going, looking to see where your next opportunities may arise, which might need some upskilling. So, yeah, don't just sit waiting for the next opportunity. And I've been there. I've sent out the applications, waited, Netflix, waited, more Netflix, and then nothing. And then weeks have gone by, months have gone by, and I've become less of a value proposition in the market. My value's gone down because I have not been keeping up with things. I certainly haven't been as relevant to the marketplace. So very important. So I'm just making sure that I'm still online for work, because I am actually at work, as it were. At work, working from home, same difference. Okay. Yeah, you have to stay relevant. You must stay relevant in this marketplace. Yeah, that's really my message for today. It's been as I said, it's been a good period in terms of detox. It's given me clarity. My own side hustles I've talked about briefly in the past, and I've mentioned that I've thinned them down. I got back to my novella, writing a novella, which is basically using Gen AI to write a novella, but with myself doing a bit of editing, obviously. So that's still going well. My products for Amazon haven't yet been. Well, I've got them on. There are some on there, but I haven't had any sales. But that's more to do with marketing, so I need to do that. And I'm going to be going properly 2025 into building out my side hustle, focused on what I've mentioned probably quite a few videos ago. My background, combination of finance, coaching, which is career coaching, executive coaching, and resume writing. And that's going to be reconfigured into a proposition, but more on that closer to the time. Okay, well, that's it for now. So again, if you have any questions or queries, post a comment and subscribe, because I will be providing different types of things over the coming months. I've got a few ideas. And yeah, if you haven't ever videoed yourself, just try it. Video yourself, stick it onto YouTube. Somebody may watch it, somebody may not watch it. That's almost bar the point. Bar the point? Blech, I don't even know what the words are. Beside the point. Thank you. Beside the point. It's beside the point. The point being, you are putting in the reps. That's what I've been doing since January. Look at my videos from January to now. Different in terms of relaxation and tone. Actually, I think my first one was okay, but some of the ones in February were like, ooh. But yes, it's all about being in your zone, in your lane, being as authentic, I hate that word, as you want to be, as you can be. And yeah, it's just kind of getting out there. So practice it. You'll be surprised. You might not like your voice. You might sound different to how you sound in your head. You might look different to how you thought you'd look. That's part and parcel of this. Just keep practicing. Just put in the reps. And over X amount of months, might be doing it, I guess, 9 months, I guess, now, you'll see progress. And again, this is all that this is. One step at a time, progression. Right, well, that's it for me today, and bye for now.